Welcome back to RADBMX Builds. This is going to be part 2 of building the shop. It may be the last, there might be a part 3 later, but this is the one you're gonna wanna see. Okay, on this episode, this wall right here behind me is gonna undergo a massive transformation. The shelf right there is coming down, going away. We're gonna go over to Lowe's and buy some 4 by 8 foot sheets of pegboard, and then we're gonna mount those up using 1x1s behind the pegboard to mount it to the drywall. Once that pegboard's up, we're gonna use all the clips and hooks that you could buy for pegboard in order to hang and display all sorts of rad BMX stuff. And then maybe, just maybe, we might address the elephant in the room. By elephant, I mean this huge pile of stuff that's basically 2 electric bikes and a ton of BMX parts. But once I get the pegboard up on the wall, we should be able to unload those boxes and start hanging and displaying those BMX parts like I told you before. But there's also a whole lot of skateboard decks, jerseys, and just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in there that I can't wait to pull out and hang it and show you what I actually have. Aside from that, I have a lot of stuff over on the shelves that I showed you before, and a lot of this stuff is gonna be hung up. I do need to buy a few more storage bins, and I'll do that today as well. But there's a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of stuff kind of everywhere right now. So I apologize for the chaos that I call a shop. But that's what moving's like, and I appreciate you going along on this journey with me. And if you can't wait to see the full transformation of this shop, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because there's gonna be a lot of really rad videos coming out of RADBMX Builds' new Arizona location, where we have about 30 bikes on hand right now, from old school 20-inch bikes to big wheel bikes, 24s, 26s, and I just can't wait to dive into those and give you some rad content. Okay, it's the next day. We're in the shop. I just went to Lowe's and got the pegboard finally. For pegboard, the 1x1 piece of wood strips that go behind it, wood screws and all of that, came out to about 175 bucks. And I'm telling you that, so if you wanted to do a project like this yourself, it's under $200 to do the size that I'm going to do. They are 4 foot wide, 8 foot tall. I got 3 panels, so that'll be 8 feet tall, 12 feet across, and we're gonna fill the majority of one of the walls with that, and we're gonna use it for display. So let me get actually, I need to get all the bikes out of the way, away from that wall, pull a shelf down, then we'll get the pegboard in here and hang it up. Okay, bikes everywhere, shop's a mess, but I wanna show you how I'm gonna hang the pegboard up. You get these 1x1 wood pieces, and then you see I've attached 3 of them along the bottom of the wall, and then I'm gonna take the other 3 and hang them up on the top part of the wall, and then that'll give me a mounting point on top and on bottom for the for the pegboard, so you're not mounting it directly to the wall. If you mount it directly to the wall, then you're not gonna be able to put the hangers on there, so it needs to be out away from the wall about 1 inch. So use a 1-inch piece of wood, basically as a frame behind the pegboard, to make it stick out enough to put your hangers on. Okay, a quick little update. So I hung the first sheet right here. It's 8 foot tall. I mounted it on the bottom, mounted it on top, but then I realized they're a little flimsy in the middle. So you learn, and I had to go back to Lowe's and get 3 more pieces of wood for a center support. So we're gonna run these down the middle of the wall to give, let me show you here, this pegboard a little more support in the middle, because I just don't want it starting to bend, and when I'm trying to hang things, I don't want them to hit the wall. So now it's gonna be attached to the top, middle, and bottom. Okay, I spent pretty much the entire day doing this, so I hope you really like it. Pegboard is up, skate decks are up, number plates are up. I think I'm done with it for now, so I wanna show it to you. Thanks for sticking around so far to see this. I've never done this before, and I have to give a special shout out to somebody, Justin at BMX Basement. I stole this idea from you. I saw it in the background of your reels and posts, and I thought, that's a rad idea. So thank you for inspiring me to do this, because I really like the way it looks, and I really like the way it looks in my shop too. So without further ado, without making you wait any longer, let's show you the pretty much finished RADBMX Builds shop. Okay, so there it is. What'd you think? So far, it's still a work in progress, but I'd say we've gotten to the point now to where it's time to start building bikes. So this is part 2, the final part of the garage buildup. Now you've seen it, now it's time to get to work. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see the upcoming videos of some of the builds that we're getting ready to crank out. So thanks again for sticking in there. Thanks again for subscribing. And as always, stay rad.